Hello there guys, and welcome to another race here in Titanium Red for round number 16 in Singapore, that league where there are no assists allowed. So I might be in an advantage because the last time I have run with any single assist was back in F1 2021 about a year and a half ago. So I'm really used to run without any single assists. And also this league is a Spanish one, so I run on these races on the afternoon. So yeah, after a disastrous race at the previous race in Italy, it is what it is. We moved on to Singapore and hope in this time I finish the race. And on this time I got into qualifying a bit early on time, I would say. So yeah, we are not that in rush. So later on we'll leave the garage and make a flying lap. And we are now leaving the garage and about to begin the out lap. We have 3.3 laps of fuel, so I can do the practice pit entry with full fuel. And we are exiting the pit lane, heading into turns 1 and 2. We are heating up the tires. We exit turn 3, 40 minutes to end qualifying, so we might do like 3 laps as we do usually. And yeah, we head into turn 5 with lots of speed, and I just overcorrected, and I made a mistake of overcorrecting the car, man. That was just a silly mistake I have done, but I wasn't that mad because it was only qualifying, so I can do an extremely good comeback in the race. Back in the Netherlands I did a good comeback, well, although it wasn't a great one. Well, it wasn't even good comeback, but still it was from P17 to P6. So maybe in Singapore maybe I can do a last 2 like P5 maybe. So yeah, we don't have a lot of things to worry. We just gotta be careful and finish the race. Yeah, we gotta finish the race at least. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't have run anything during qualifying, did not set any single time, so maybe I'll be in last position. Despite not setting any lap time, I surprisingly qualified P12 because like 5 players did not set time. So yeah, at least I wasn't the only one who did not set any time, and instead there were 5 more. Jake got pole position, and a dominant pole position he did because P2, which was Alex, my other teammate, qualified 6.7 tenths slower than Jake, and then Distro in 3rd, Jonan in 4th, Serviti in 5th, Salazar in 6th position, Jopper in 7th, IRT driver in 8th position, Mauricito in 9th, Campania in 10th, and Ismael, the only driver who set the lap time and qualified outside of the top 10, and qualified also with medium tires, and also set the lap time like 8 seconds slower than the pole time. He gotta be lucky that the 107% isn't applied, because if it was applied, maybe he couldn't even qualify for the race. Neither did I, and Insuan nor Diesel, because I did not set time, and these other drivers, they didn't. So, well, because the 107% rule isn't applied, let's now head into the race. But before we begin the race, let's have a look for the pre-race strategy. It's gonna be an aggressive medium soft tires, and I lowered the fuel down to 53 kilograms. I'm expecting a safety car, and because of it I decided to go for the alternative strategy. Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-stopper, and hope it goes well and there isn't a safety car on lap 1. Or maybe I should have put it on soft tires, saying that the safety car would be deployed on lap 1, but I decided to start with mediums because I at the time wasn't expecting a safety car on lap 1. So now let's head into the proper race. The main objective is to finish the race, so we have to be careful, and the 5 red lights have turned on, and we are on the way for the Singapore race, and we gotta be a bit careful, and we head into turn 1. Not that careful as I was saying, and oh man, I just didn't go as careful as I wanted to be, and I damaged my front wing. Remember that in this race it is on simulation damage, so if we get a bit of touch we can get front wing damage. Hope it isn't that terrible, and we are about to overtake IRT Jimmy because he has no front wing, and we're gonna go for it for the outside into turn 7, and we're going for it, and no, another DNF into lap 1. Oh no, you cannot do this to me again. Oh my goodness. Well, thank God I'm not angry about that anymore. Thank God. But on that moment, I was extremely angry. I wasn't that angry in my life as that thing. I was furious. I was enraged, and yeah, well, luckily for you, I did not only like rage quitted, like turned off the console, so you could see some bit of aftermath. But yeah, later on, just a few laps later, I turned on because I was still so angry, and man, I cannot believe that I would have gotten a worse race than the Independence Day race back in Elite Racing League in Season 10, Round 4 in Mexico. Right. Didn't have anything positive to tell about the race. A bad start, front wing damage, and then a DNF at the end of the safety car period. But that thing, this race, I cannot believe it was worse than the Independence Day race. It was way worse. Man, I was also extremely angry because for the second time in this league I DNF into lap 1, and yeah, that's the thing I least wanted, and unfortunately I got that thing. And to make things worse, it was back-to-back DNFs into lap 1. Oh man, I was extremely angry, and I was really in doubt if I will ever finish a race. I was in doubt if I'm gonna finish a race in this season. Maybe if I'm gonna finish the next race in Japan. I was really in doubt because, man, I cannot believe I have DNF'd in that way. I think I have done a dumb move going into that pretty narrow gap, but unfortunately I forgot that Jimmy was going into that corner with me, and he made contact with me, and I got too much to the right with that thing and went to Salazar and DNF'd. Ah man, I thought that it was because I was not heading too much to the left, but in reality, if it wasn't for Jimmy, I think I could have avoided Salazar, but he crashed into me, and because of it I got pushed to the right and crashed into Salazar, and unfortunately it was on simulation damage, so I got easily destroyed my front right suspension, and man, I was so angry, and I went pretty fuming. Man, I wish I did not have this race, but Man, it is a race that maybe I cannot forget about this thing, and it is gonna be a reminder that I cannot be as aggressive on these races as on the other races, because it is simulation damage and I have to be really careful, or else I might make contact and damage my front wing or get floor and side punch damages, and way worse, suspension damage. The same thing I got in the previous race and this race. So yeah, with that, race is over for me, and unfortunately in a few seconds the stream will end because I was so mad and I decided to turn off my console. And yeah, with that, this video is over. But yeah, I'll show you the race results because I want you guys to know what happened after the race and not be that like disinformed. So here it is. After that incident, I did not want to know much about the race, only the race results like 2 days after that incident. And here it is. Minjek won the race, followed by Andres, who made a great comeback from 15th to 2nd place. An amazing comeback. Then Jopper finished 3rd position. Then outside of the podium was Yonan. Then Alex finished 5th position with the fastest lap. Then Jimmy, who pushed me to the right, finished 6th position. Ah man, he should not deserve to finish the race. Cerbiti finished 7th, Mauricito in 8th, Kevin in 9th, Lipton in 10th, whoa. These are the 10 drivers who got classified. Mauricito, Kevin and Ismail are the only drivers who got lapped, and the others DNF'd. So yeah, that is it guys. Video is over, and see you guys in the next race. Hope I finish in that race. Goodbye.